Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm really sorry that last week I didn't post a WWE SmackDown Live review video. I apologise. I tried to do a Raw Live last week. They didn't go very well, I know. So today I'm going to do my Raw review for the 5th of September. It's my second edition. So without further ado, here we go. Raw kicked off with an amazing promo going on about last week's Fatal 4-Way to determine the person who was going to become the Universal Champion. In that match, Kevin Owens shocked the world when the returning Triple H came back and pedigreed Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns, and Kevin Owens lay over Seth to become the champion, which was incredible. I said from, if you watch my previous video back, I said from the get-go that I wanted Kevin Owens to win, and I'm over the moon that Kevin Owens has won. He's the deserving champion. He's needed that push since he came in, and I'm really over the moon that he's become the champion. Raw kicked off with Stephanie McMahon in the background, in the backstage area, on the phone to someone saying that they needed to give Kevin Owens a massive celebration, balloons, pyros, chanting and everything, just giving the works. Mick Foley then comes over and he says, "Why should I believe you haven't been answering my phone, you haven't been answering your emails, you haven't been receiving any calls from me, so you need to tell me what the hell happened last week." He then said, why should I believe what happened, that you have no idea what happened when Triple H came back and did what he did. Stephanie says, "You should believe me, Mick, you should believe me for what happened." So he believed her. It went to them being in the ring. Introduced Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens says, "Yeah, I deserved it." Everybody chanting last week that I deserved it. But why is everybody riding my coattails? And it was my moment, not everybody else's moment. From now on, it's going to be the Kevin Owens show. Then Seth Rollins comes down to the ring, getting the face of Stephanie McMahon and Mick Foley, and says, "How could you do this after everything that we've been through? How could you actually have the audacity for Triple H pedigreeing me last week and costing me the WWE Universal title?" Stephanie says that she had no idea that Triple H was coming back or what he'd do. Kevin Owens decides to get in Seth Rollins' face and take shot after shot. He's attacked then by Seth Rollins, and he gets suspended by Stephanie McMahon. Mick Foley then shouts, "He's not suspended. We give people the opportunities on Monday Night Raw." So in a couple of weeks, or 3 or 4 weeks next month, at Clash of Champions, there will be a title match between reigning Universal Champion Kevin Owens versus former World Champion Seth Rollins, which is going to be an awesome match, and we'll see. It was high profile last week if you watched the show, and it's one of them matches I'm really looking forward to. Next we had Bayley versus Charlotte in an absolute epic match of back and forth. Charlotte was attacking Bayley's leg mostly through the match, hitting it on the ropes, hitting it on the ring post, and lots of leg locks and everything out, and different moves. Coming up to the end of the match, Dana Brooke tried to get involved, and she collided heads with Charlotte, and Bayley hit her with a belly to Bayley suplex and got the win over the women's champion. So that'll start probably a that'll put Bayley in a good way for a future Women's Championship match. Then there was a backstage interview between Bayley and Charlotte, saying the woman who we said shouldn't be on Raw just beat me. And once again Dana said, I'm sorry. And Charlotte slapped her around the face, and it went to the next match. You've got Bo Dallas versus a local competitor. Once again, he's just so underrated, or overrated in that opinion. Don't find anything good with Bo Dallas. The only thing that's good about Bo Dallas is his brother. And people who know who his brother is, you'll understand that joke. Next match was Seth Rollins versus Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho had just had a conversation with Kevin Owens in the back, saying, look, I've got you covered tonight. I'm going to beat Rollins for you, so don't worry about it. Chris Jericho, Seth Rollins, brilliant match, really good back and forth. Lots of insecurities, lots of kicking, lots of jumping off the top rope, lots of counters, walls of Jericho, lion salts, knee drops, frog splashes. Everything was really, really good in this match. And as always, Seth Rollins came out victorious with a pedigree, basically towards Triple H, saying, yeah, you may have screwed me over last week, but you won't screw me anymore. Plus, I think this is going to be a face turn for a Rollins. I hope so. I mean, they won't get, even though the crowd like Kevin Owens, I think that this will make sure now that he becomes a full-on babyface. So I'm hoping for a Seth Rollins baby turn. Next was Sheamus versus Cesaro in the Best of 7 series match number 3. And a really, really good match. Sheamus basically worked on Cesaro's injured back from last week on Raw. So once again, Cesaro was taped up on his back, and he delivered, I think 4 or 5, I think it was, Irish curse backbreakers, and hit him with a. Did he hit him with a bro kick? I think he hit him with a bro kick, and now Sheamus pinned Cesaro, and now he's only one victory away from clearing this series up. So Cesaro needs to win 4 consecutive wins to beat him now in this 7 series match. So here we go. We've only got 3 more matches left, or 4 more matches, sorry. Let's see how far this goes. Next was you had the Shining Stars in the ring, and they were joined for a tag team match against Enzo and Cass. Last week, after Enzo's big match in the Fatal 4-Way, it's really showing that Cass can be, in my mind, become a good singles competitor. Even though I like the whole Enzo and Cass as a gimmick tag team, I think Enzo and Cass should separate and become a singles, because I think Cass has got a lot going for him. I think he could be a really, really good singles competitor. Once again, it was a good match, back and forth, as I always say in every week's video, that matches are good back and forth matches. But with a surprising win by the Shining Stars, Epico rolled up Enzo with pulling the tights. So yeah, as I said before, a really good match and a surprising victory from the Shining Stars. Next, we have an interview with Tom Phillips interviewing Sami Zayn backstage. Tom Phillips basically says that now you thought things were going to be over with you and your rival Kevin Owens, but now you have a match tonight on Raw, but this time he's the WWE Universal Champion. Zayn says, yeah, he thought the only thing was in his career was just beating Kevin. And he did a Battleground and he proved, but now his career is going in no direction. And what happened last week with him becoming the Universal Champion, he's now the champion and Sami Zayn is still underneath. And he senses that there's a little bit of jealousy there. Now he's the champion and Zayn isn't. Kevin Owens then walks in and says, yeah, I'm the Universal Champion and you're nothing. He then talks back to Kevin and says, well, one of these days, Kev, I'm going to be the WWE Universal Champion and I'm going to win it by myself. I'm not going to have it handed to me by Triple H on a silver platter, and walks off. So I'm really looking forward to their match. Well, the match is going to be a real good one. Next is Nia Jax versus a local competitor. One word, squashed. Literally squashed. Next, we have an in-ring segment between Gallows and Anderson. And once again, they're talking about that they want to beat the New Day, want to be the WWE Tag Team Champions. And they bring out the Old Day, which is three men dressed in Booty-O's t-shirts, pretending to be the New Day, but old. Suddenly, the New Day come out, say, yeah, we just got to go in there, beat the old guys. The bald guys, sorry. They went out the ring and they beat up the old guys. Pretty much. Can't say anything else. It then shows at Clash of Champions there's going to be a WWE Raw Tag Team Championship match. It's now Raw Tag Team titles. And yeah, at Battleground it's going to be Battleground, sorry, I apologise. It's going to be the Raw Tag Team Champions, The New Day, versus Gallows and Anderson for the titles. So we'll see how that comes out. I think now that they're going to become the champions, because it's a long time coming, and Gallows and Anderson not deserve to be the champions, but they think in their mind that they deserve to be the champions. Next, it's Darren Young versus Jinder Mahal with Titus O'Neil on commentary. It was a really good match. Jinder Mahal looks really good after coming back to the WWE after years of being away. And he's this whole feud with the former primetime players is heating up to possibly a match at Clash of Champions. So, coming up to the end of the match, Darren Young beats Jinder Mahal, and down comes Titus O'Neil off commentary to try and get involved, and they start fighting as always. So yeah, it's definitely going to come up to a pay-per-view match without a doubt. Next, we have a backstage segment with Alicia Fox coming out of the trainer's room after going in from her friend who was squashed by Nia Jax. They start talking, saying it's not a reality. Nia says to Alicia Fox that it's not a reality show, there's real life repercussions. And she says, yeah, it really is. So I suggest you get out of my face now. And boxes are flying off the table, and she hits Nia in the face with a box. Nia then pushes Alicia, and words are spoken between the two. So I think Alicia's going to get squashed next week. We'll see. Next is an interview with Sin Cara being interviewed by Tom Phillips, going on about Braun Strowman when he took the mask off his opponent last week. Sin Cara basically says, I've got to fight for my heritage, and I'm going to put a stop to Braun. Goes to a match, and he just Sin Cara starts whooping his ass, trying to get the upper hand on him, and then Braun just comes back and completely annihilates him. And I think it finishes with a count out. I'm not too sure. I think it finished with a count out. But he got run over. Sin Cara did. Next, Sasha's in the ring, and she's basically addressing the WWE Universe about a back injury, which she suffered at SummerSlam against Charlotte when she lost the Women's Championship. Basically saying before there was Facebook, before there was Twitter, before there was Instagram, before people were posting things on Instagram, there was a revolution. There's women wrestling was legitimate. People like Mae Young, people like the Fabulous Moolah. And basically she says that I got my arse handed to me at SummerSlam. Dana Brooke then comes out and says, I'm gonna make a name for myself by beating you. So it's gonna start right now. She goes to attack her. Sasha then goes underneath her, hits her with a bank statement, and locks her in a crossface. She taps out, stands up, says, listen, Miss Piggy, the bad news wasn't for you, it was for Charlotte. Tell her, at Clash of Champions, the women's title comes back to me. So, she looks like she's going to be 100%. And I think it'll be a triple threat match at Clash of Champions with Bayley in there, I think. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Main event time, and it's Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens, the brand new Universal Champion. Once again, I could watch a Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn match every day of the week. It was great. Great outside attacks, aerial moves, backflips, haluva kicks, power bombs, everything. Kevin Owens basically worked on the leg of Sami Zayn throughout the match, and Zayn tried to get the upper hand on him at the end, coming up to the finishing ends, pushed him into the corner, went for a haluva kick, and his ankle gave out on him. Got a super kick from Kevin Owens and went for a powerbomb and pinned him. Then Roman Reigns comes out, gets in the face of Kevin Owens. Then Jericho comes down to the ring. Mick Foley then comes out to the ring and says, right, I know your frustration, Roman, but after what happened last week, you got screwed as well. So next week on Monday Night Raw, you'll face Kevin Owens in a non-title match, and if you win, the match between Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins at Clash of Champions will turn into a triple threat match. So I'm looking forward to next week. Kevin Owens gets out the ring, walks down up the ramp. Chris Jericho tries to get the upper hand and takes a spear from Roman Reigns. So I'm looking forward to next week on Raw. There you have it. There's my review. In my mind, it was a good show. Probably not a 5-star episode of Monday Night Raw. I'd give it about a 3.5, maybe 4. But other than that, it was not too bad. The 3 hours is just too long for me. You get more put into SmackDown than Monday Night Raw. But it's a flagship show, so it's got to be done. So, yeah, if you like the video, leave a thumbs up, which is here, possibly. And subscribe. Sorry. And, yeah, thumbs up, subscribe. Love, support, smother my channel. And until the next one, I'll see ya.